Mm.
We're back.
Hey, welcome back. Eats and drinks. We are going to be making chicken ribs. Have you ever had a chicken rib, Salty?
I have. Is it actually from the rib?
I think so. I really wish I had looked this up beforehand because as I was saying it, I'm like, I don't know what they're from. And they're pretty cheap, which is why I get them. And they're like these little, one sort of bone down the middle, 2 bits of meat either side. Essentially you treat them like little wings. So we're going to give them a bit of a coating and we're going to do a couple of dipping sauces. We're going to bake them, we're not going to fry them. Frying at home sucks. If you deep fry something at home, you're going to put a lot of oil into a pan. You're going to use that oil once, you're going to throw it out. The oil's going to spit everywhere. It's a waste of your time. So we're just going to bake it. It's so much easier and we can get crispy chicken. We've got our chicken. I've put together 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a cup of rye flour. I've used rye flour because I ran out of white flour this morning. So we're using rye. And a little bit of salt. Basically we're going to get all of our flavour from the dipping sauces. If you want to add paprika or coriander or garlic powder or something into this, that's cool as well. It's just kind of the base. A lot of people say to put these into a plastic bag and shake them around with everything, but it's 2019 and we're not using plastic bags anymore. It's either going to be on the chicken or not on the chicken, so if you use too much, it won't stick, so it's not really a big deal how much you use. Make sure your oven is heated to 200 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, 400 and something? Look it up. Yeah, right. Maybe our American listeners should switch to the metric system. So basically what's going to happen is this flour and the baking powder is going to help just kind of crisp up the outside of this. Let it bake for maybe 30 minutes, keeping an eye on it. Mix it up with some oil now that we've got the coating on. You can do this in advance. You can brine this as well in some buttermilk or some whey or something. You can do, this is kind of like the basic base of it. You can do whatever you want to add more flavour in. Leave it overnight in a marinade and then finish it off with some flour is pretty good way to do it as well. Oh, another good thing about chicken ribs is they're cheap. Did I say that? It's like $8 a kilo for these. So by the end of it, you've got a kilo of crispy fried chicken and it's cost you $8. We're going to do as well 2 dipping sauces and coleslaw on the side. Don't crowd your baking trays. If you crowd your baking trays, things won't crisp and they'll kind of steam together. And no one wants steamed chicken when you want crispy chicken. Notice how lazy I've gotten with spreading them out. Started off all nice and orderly, now I'm just throwing them around. I said 30 minutes. It depends on your oven. Your oven will have hot spots and cool spots, so just keep an eye on them. At 30 minutes, maybe take one out and have a taste, and we'll break it open and see if it's cooked. It might need 40 minutes. It might need less. Let me just check the time. Okay, Google. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Now we will do the dipping sauces, which is where the flavour's going to come from here. First sauce we're doing is a Vietnamese nước chấm. Basically kind of a standard Vietnamese dipping sauce. Fish sauce is the key ingredient. I use red boat fish sauce. I've heard it being called a hipster fish sauce, so it's pretty on brand for my lifestyle. It's just the best. It tastes better than the others. It's a little bit more expensive, but I can highly recommend it. We're going to do lime juice, chili, palm sugar, and we'll just put some water in there to kind of dilute it a little bit. Palm sugar is not the same as palm oil. Palm oil's bad, palm sugar's really good. Palm sugar doesn't have the same rainforest destruction involved. But it sucks to grate or anything, so I just mush it up with a pestle. I think you can buy like liquid palm sugar as well, but I just bought like a whole bunch of it a few months ago and it lasts for ages. We'll do 2 chilies and leave the seeds in. You can take the seeds out if you don't want it too spicy, but there's not really any spice on the chicken itself. And the other dipping sauce we're going to do is kind of sweet, so we may as well have a spicy one. With dishes like, or the nước chấm dipping sauce, I never measure anything. I kind of eyeball it because like recipes will say use the juice of a lime, and limes, depending on how big they are, what time of season it is, are going to be different levels of juice. So if you use the juice of a lime and then 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, it can get out of balance pretty easily. So I always just go by taste here. Basically, we're looking for a balance of like salty and funky from the fish sauce, sweet from the palm sugar, and then the acidity of the lime. You'll kind of get an idea of what this should taste like the more you make it. I really like mine fish sauce really kind of funky, and fish sauce is a fermented fish sauce. I went to a town in Vietnam once where they make a lot of fish sauce. God, it smelled gross. Like just the oldest fermenting fish you can find. Yeah, it's pretty good. Splash of water to kind of tone it down because it is an intense sauce. So splash of water, add the chilies. Oh, it's awesome. Wow, spicy. If you make something too spicy, just add more sugar basically. Sugar and lime will cut back that. So, you can make things incredibly spicy, and the sauce you can make incredibly spicy, but you can add in more of the ingredients just to kind of bring everything back into balance. So just keep adding and tasting, adding and tasting. I think this is pretty good for the juice of a lime, maybe, I don't know, big splash of fish sauce, and a chunk of palm sugar. Do you want to get a dipping sauce number 2? You know how last week I said people ask me what I use honey garlic for? And I said everything. I kind of had to use it this week to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to fish out from this one that I've been going for a while. You can reuse the pestle and mortar, don't stress about that. I'm going to fish out 2 garlic cloves. I'm going to pound them down. Get out all that delicious flavour. It smells so good. And then I'm going to get some black vinegar. I don't really know what black vinegar is. It's kind of used in a lot of Chinese food. I think there's some sort of smoked element in a really strong vinegar. It smells amazing, great to dip things into. Dumplings, chili and black vinegar is such a good combination. It's kind of got almost a smoky, earthy, really rich, deep flavour. Like the other sauce, you want to get a balance, so just kind of taste, don't worry about too much about precision. Dipping sauce number 2. There's big chunks of garlic left in there, which is cool. They're really tasty. So, you scoop one of them out with a bit of chicken, and you'll be pretty happy. What we're going to do is whip up a quick coleslaw. I always kind of keep coleslaw ingredients in the fridge just because you can add them to something like this, and then you've got a proper meal. Red cabbage is awesome. Looks good, basically. V-slicers are awesome as well for cabbage. Get yourself a V-slicer, don't cut yourself with a V-slicer.
Yeah, are you going to not use a safety thing?
No, I don't think I have one. Safety things are annoying.
Well, better get close, because if disaster strikes, we want it on camera.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of restaurants have a rule, no talking while using a V-slicer. I don't like these rules though. That is enough. Pull out any big chunky bits. You don't really want any of those in there. The other basic or basis for all of my coleslaw is carrot. Carrot's good. Everyone likes carrot. It's sturdy. You can buy a couple of them. It will keep in the fridge for a couple of weeks. No worries. I never peel my carrots. Just give them a wash. If you're peeling too many things, you're losing all the goodness.
A fat lot of the micronutrient content's been neutralised.
All right. Half a carrot. Nice and vibrant. I was at the market this morning and they had Ox Heart tomatoes. If my dad's watching this, which I think he is, hi Dad, Ox Hearts. Just slice that baby up. Pretty much also with coleslaw, like once you've got the cabbage and the carrot. You can just kind of add whatever you've got in the cupboard. I had half a capsicum in the fridge, so I'm going to put that in. Any sort of roasted nuts, nice. You know, you can do some diced shallot in there. Cheese, if you needed, you know, like feta cheese or something, is really, really fun in there. Because this is kind of, we've got the gnocchi jam and kind of a black vinegar and honey dipping sauce. I grabbed some Thai basil from the market this morning. It's a little bit sharper than, you know, like Italian. I'm pretty sure regular basil's from Italy. Also, where I live in Melbourne, it's prevalent. It's everywhere. And spring onion. Again, I had spring onion in the fridge, so I may as well use it. They call these scallions in America.
Yeah.
What was it? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had the fighting scallions. I'm pretty sure that was and like the mascot was a scallion.
Yeah.
A little bit of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air information for you. I kind of just tend to cut this into chunks and just run the knife through it again. Now the dressing for this is vinegar, pretty much. You know, people buy dressings. I think that's the craziest thing. You don't need to buy a dressing. I'm just going to use some apple cider vinegar and maybe some olive oil. Just splash some apple cider vinegar in there. You can use balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar. I wouldn't use black vinegar in there. It's probably a bit too much, but anything else is good. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. How good does that look? Quick, easy, healthy coleslaw. Drink those colours in, Salty. So these took, in the end, 40 minutes, I think. Probably not as crispy as if you battered and fried, but you saw how easy this was. All right. I am going to use tongs for this though, because I don't want to burn my little fingies. Last thing you want is burnt fingies. That bloody delicious crispy crust that's built around. So all the juices in the bottom of the pan or the bottom of the baking paper here have kind of reacted with the baking powder, not baking soda. There's a distinction there. And what they do is they kind of create this delicious little crust. Let's just pile this baby up. Wings, ribs. There we go. Do I need to say anything else about that? I'm pretty sure that little crispy, colourful coleslaw, the dippers. I'm going to dip one in now on camera and just show you how good it tastes. I'm going to burn my mouth, I don't know it. You just slide right off. It's really yummy. I'm just going to keep eating now. Make these at home. They're really good. Salty, do you want to do a social thing? You got me last time, up here.
Sure.
Socials here. Yep. Don't do anything funny.